I've always been pretty suspicious of anybody who claims to, any self-help gurus. Their craft, their trade is a predatory one. It doesn't necessarily mean that the product they offer is invalid or unhelpful, but as somebody who has consumed plenty of information products, I've seen my fair share of grifts and scams and all sorts of other stuff like that. The product I'm looking at in this video isn't, I'm not saying it is, but what I am saying is, as somebody who's been around information marketers for a very long time, and a lot of these manosphere people, it's all kind of running the same to me. It all feels the same to me. Weak men pretending to be strong alphas who target weak men, men who see themselves as weak, I should say. Not necessarily weak men, men that see themselves as weak, and offer them a solution to that weakness. This is the same essence that you get with these weirdo like pickup artists who are like, I've hooked up with 7,000 women. All you need to do is follow my patented system. I mean, as if that's something to brag about. This particular customer, this particular program wasn't even on my radar until there was a loud outburst by the man who runs it at a friend of mine. Last Friday, there was a show called You Are Here, which is run by two friends of mine, Elijah Schaefer and Sydney Watson. And they had a guest on who didn't like a question somebody asked, essentially. Here's the clip. I can't even really play it because it's so there's so many curse words in it, but I guess for context I will. To give you the background, this is an online show that reads all super chats. They're reading out super chats. So somebody super chatted their guest. The guest name is Jack Murphy. I don't know him. I've never interacted with him. But here's what happened.
Mr. Dickenball said,
could you please clear up the cuck article you wrote?
So could you please clear up the cuck article you wrote? Now, I have no idea what that was. Apparently the chat had known about it, but I also talked to Sydney. Sydney had no idea what it was, and why would we? This is an article that was written years ago on their own website, a website that nobody goes to. But this is how, now, before you see his reaction, understand that this is a man that sells a program that tells other men how to be men, right? The Liminal Order is an exclusive men's organization whose mission is to change our culture by changing ourselves. We ascribe to positive masculinity and believe in the power of the individual accountability. Interesting choice of words. The men of the Liminal Order know we must improve ourselves such that we may be better service to our families, communities, and our nation. Through education, training, fraternity, and service, the Liminal Order equips the mind, body, and spirit to thrive in today's chaotic culture, all for just $100 a month. Now, if you want to pay $790 a year, you can be a better man. You can also pay $3,890 one time to be a better man, apparently, according to the guy who runs this, who's named Jack Murphy. Let's find the clip here. And this is how personal accountability and everything else breaks out.
Could you please clear up the cuck article you wrote?
I am not going to talk about this.
Okay.
And basically, you know what? You
Me?
for bringing this up right here and right now.
Me?
Why are you doing this to me?
I didn't know that. I didn't know what it was.
Well, just use a little bit of common sense.
Big, strong man yelling at a 90-pound woman. I admit Sydney Watson is a friend of mine, and so I became very interested. So what is this cuck article exactly? Well, Mr. Jack Murphy has been busy blocking everybody. He has since disabled all of the replies on his Twitter feed, which is, of course, the thing a man would do. You know, being a man isn't defined by any one thing, and anyone telling you it is probably selling you $100 a month program. But certainly one of the things about being a good human, and this is being a man or a woman, is taking accountability when you mess up. And Jack Murphy didn't apologize until I was endlessly railing him online. He then decided to block me and claim that I am a drama merchant, which I suppose I am. He then spent the weekend trying to remove archives of this article that he wrote. He actually got it removed from the Wayback Machine, which this was working just a few days ago. So I don't know how much he paid them, but he got it removed from there. So the purpose of this video is historical, because I have an archive, and we're going to take a look at this article by Jack Murphy, who teaches about masculinity. You know, again, this is an article from 6 years ago. Nobody cares about it. Nobody would have cared about it if he didn't have a total man-baby breakdown on a woman for asking a question. Why are you doing this to me? It's a super chat. It's an article that you wrote, Jack Murphy, that starts out, today I sent my adoring, loyal, hot young girlfriend of 2 years to hook up with a stranger from Tinder. She is currently at his apartment, checked in with me via text, and is presumably sucking and effing her way to a good time. I'm alone writing this. I couldn't be happier. Now, look, Jack Murphy, I don't care if you enjoy, like, whatever you're into, dude. Like, I don't care. It's really none of my business. I don't know why people write articles about, you know, their private lives, but this is what they do. You know, and I don't care if he's into this kind of stuff. It's none of my business. But he also writes things like, I've had slaves, little girls, and tied them all up. Feminists seek me out to F them like the patriarchy. And yet I've just sent my 15-year junior girlfriend to bang Matt from Tinder. Why? I mean, this is, the article is just complete copium. I don't understand it, but the sad thing is not that the article exists or that he wrote it, because certainly, you know, people change, times change, people change. You could be talking about a wide variety of things, and you could just own it and say, like, yeah, I did this thing. I wrote this article. I don't believe that anymore. I was in like a weird place. That's if you're ashamed of it. If you're not ashamed of it, then why are you limiting the replies on all the tweets? Why are you paying? I assume you have to pay money or something to get it removed from the Internet Archive. I mean, I don't understand. Now, a lot of people are mad at Elijah for not saying anything in that moment, and that was interesting to me. But I don't really, like, it's in the moment. I don't know what I would have expected him to do. And, you know, Sydney did handle it well. But this is not the first time Jack's had a bit of a meltdown. And, you know, ego is certainly not something that I consider being, you know, a part of being a good man either. It's insane to me. And now I'm making a video about this insane article. And now I'll link this article in the description because you can just go read it. Maybe there's some deep lore to being a cuck. I don't know. But I am protective of my viewers and of people that pretend to be selling you the answer. There is no one way to be a man. And certainly you're not going to get it paying some clown $100 a month. I don't have anything personally against Jack Murphy, but you know, there's a lot of this in the quote unquote manosphere that is eye-rollingly cringe. You know what it takes to be a good man. Just do it. Paying $100 a month for Jack Murphy to tell you, I mean, that's insanity. And the guy, in my opinion, appears to be a fraud. He doesn't appear to be what I would call a good man. A good man apologizes when he screams at a woman for reading a super chat. Didn't do that until the internet turned on him. And even he issued this slimy apology that was like, well, it was a little bit of everybody's fault, and you know, I'm not really at fault here, but I guess I sort of am. Look, if you wrote this article about, you know, being happy that your girlfriend's banging some other dude, like, whatever. I'm progressive. But you see, like, I found Roosh and Irrational Male. These are all dudes that are, like, a lot of these, like, this is how to be a man. Just stay away from that stuff. You know, $1,200 a year goes a long way to working on yourself and achieving your goals. Don't give it to these hucksters who think that, you know, you can have some long form emails. It's you can see that's a great and honest article. I'm extremely surprised. Having another dude bang my girlfriend is actually alpha. This guy talks about his BDE. He talks about personal accountability, but he doesn't have any of it. Hope you enjoyed this video. If only this isn't exactly how the internet worked, Jack. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.